Here we have a, this is a steering knuckle for a quad. Not sure exactly how it goes. Anyway, this was given to me by a customer. There's a bearing race in here that's seized in there. They obviously heated up the bearing, ran it, and it's seized up in there. I tried to press it out. There's a shoulder inside of there, and the bearing race is pretty much flush to the shoulder, so I can't get a bite on it even if I turn down you know, a little shaft to push on that. I can't get enough meat on it to push it out. So the alternative, I guess, is to try and grind the bearing out of here. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. I'm going to try a couple different methods, but I'm thinking that I might have to put this in a mill, maybe with a carbide burr, and try to run it down one side. Once I do that, I should be able to pry it out of there. I don't know, we're going to try a couple different things. I was thinking about getting in there with a cutoff wheel, but I don't really have a cutoff wheel that small, and I don't have a little die grinder that'll go parallel, you know, to the die grinder. So I think the mill's probably going to be our best bet. I guess the first thing we're going to try to do is to see how hard that is. We're going to put a file to that bearing race and see how hard that thing is. I'm hoping it's not too hard. Ooh, that's pretty hard. Man, I'm not even sure if that's going to work. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing there. I'm grinding that, trying to grind that out, and it's going to affect this outside radius a little bit, but that shouldn't make much of a difference. It's going to put a little groove in it, some scratches in it, but the bearing is press fit in there. You know, the new race will get press fit in there, so that little bit is not going to make much of a difference. As I'm grinding this out, I'm trying to make room for the grinding wheel, because at some point this thing is gonna close up, and so I'm trying to widen the groove back and forth. This might be the smallest cold chisel I have. Oh yeah. You guys see that? It's moving. There it is. Let's see if I can mount you in a better location here so you can see what's going on. There we go. Very weird. I don't know what the heck happened to this thing. I don't know what a good one looks like, so see if I can turn this around and chisel it out the other way. Yeah, the guy gave me this and he said, hey, can you get that out of there? And I'm like, sure, I can get it out of there. And there it goes. That's a mess. I mean, I don't know. Looks like the ball bearing's been running in here, and I don't think it was supposed to be doing that. This is pretty bad. Okay, today we're over at the press. We're gonna press some bearings into a steering knuckle for a four-wheeler. Okay, so we got a variety here of just spacers and things. It's an awkward part, and I have to support it right on this area here. I'm gonna have to adjust the table height a little bit here. I just got a socket here that slightly smaller than the outer rim of this bearing. See how this goes. Boy, this is pretty crappy around here. This thing's in rough shape. Weevil wobble. That wasn't too bad. I'll do this side. I guess he's going to put the seals in himself. He's got the seals for these. Jack this up a little bit. There we go. Same sort of situation here. Got to make sure we're going in square and flat. That looks about right. Cocked it over a little bit. Let's see what happens. Just release it. It's going in nice. Okay. Check to make sure we're all the way in. Sure looks that way. And that's it. That's how you press bearings in. A couple of things I didn't mention. You know, when you're doing work on the press, it's nice to have all different sizes of bushings and bearings. You know, I have a lathe, so I can make a lot of that stuff. But you know, sockets come in really handy. It's you know, I use sockets and just pick a socket that's a little bit smaller than the idea of the hole you're pushing through. Never push a bearing from the inner race. Always push it in from the outer race. Be safe. Be safe. Go slow. This one was fairly easy to press in, but sometimes they can get pretty hard to press in, and you know, just make sure everything is lined up square and perpendicular to the hole you're pushing in, because man, if that thing takes off sideways, get out of the way. It'll take your face off, whatever that projectile might be. It's never happened to me yet, but I'm very careful on that because it can happen. You know, make sure you're pushing in square and parallel, and you know, if you got to readjust and go slow, and if you see things getting a little wonky, readjust. You know, loosen up, readjust, and push down, push it down nice and square and flat. I guess that's about it. All right, thanks for watching. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you.